good morning. I'm having a wonderful morning so far. The kids are hyper and don't get so close to the camera they can't see your face. But yeah, I'm just kicking it today. A couple hours ago, I did my third routine of prayer every morning and then stretches immediately after that. I'm on my third day, so I don't know if it's made a difference, but I'm getting some things done, you know? Hi, Lee. I know y'all used to seeing Leah, even though Violet doesn't really like to make herself clear in the camera. Alright. But yeah, this is my third day of doing prayers and stretches. Don't touch the button. Don't touch the button. Violet, don't touch the button. Don't touch the button. Hold up, y'all. I'm gonna try to get the kids straight for a second. The babies are watching their cartoons downstairs like normal. Yay. Oh boy. Unfortunately, I have to, keep a closer eye on them now because my daughter tried to open the door and go outside. Well, the thing is, we normally take them out in the strollers when it's time to go and pay the rent because we can conveniently pay the rent at a store. I don't know if anybody else has this in their neighborhoods, but there's a store that, can pay a rent, can send money orders, and do any other things. I don't remember the specifics, but there's a lot of things you can do with the self-checkout, or not self-checkout, but the customer service line. And one of those things in our store that's up the hill from us is where we can actually pay the rent for where we stay. So what we do is we would take them up there in the strollers and go out. Violet had the urge to go to the store, and I was just sitting up here trying to clean the dishes. Yesterday was not really a good day for me. I started to feel sick. I think it's this damn weather because it keeps flipping to hot and cold all the damn time. Hot, then it's cold, then it's hot, then it's cold. We have had nights from Saturday all the way up until now where it was like 30 degrees. Last night was the only time it was 50 degrees at night, and I still had to put covers on. But yeah, because we go up to the store and pay the rent, like probably at the end or the beginning of the month, depending on when we get the statement, she had the urge to want to go to the store because I was just sitting in the kitchen getting their food together and everything. Then I heard, let's go to the store. And when I looked up, the door was open. I was like, oh, hell no. So all yesterday, I had to keep a close eye on the kids, make sure they didn't do anything crazy. Because I don't know about y'all, I'm not trying to find my kids. I'm not trying to put my kids on no milk cartons or whatever the fuck. Trying to find my kids, hell no. So right now, they're downstairs, but they're currently in the car seats temporarily because, I ain't trying to have no more incidents where she opening the door. And the only reason they downstairs is because Violet kept bugging me about, I don't want to be out here no more. I want to go downstairs. Doing everything possible to go downstairs. So I made my compromise. I made it possible so neither one of them can get up and open the door. But yeah, aside from all that, I've still been fasting. I'm starting to see at some point I should probably get back used to eating during the daytime. To my knowledge, I still have pre-diabetes. But even with pre-diabetes, I think your sugar can get low. So, I'm going to keep you updated on that. Right now, I'm still fasting. I just can't, for some reason, I just can't get brave enough to just do normal shit. Because I gotta get my brain comfortable again with being me. I guess part of it is coming from a bit of my trauma Because, you know, I lost my parents in the same damn year. So it's just like, maybe it's coming a little bit from that. But then again, I had anxiety issues even before they passed. And I always felt comfortable eating with people around. And like I said, I need to get back comfortable with being alone. The last time I was ever comfortable with being alone, I was probably like 21 maybe? I think, like, if I think about the very last time I was ever comfortable alone, I would say 21. Because then after that, that's when my first panic attack happened. I've always had anxiety throughout my life, but it never became a problem until I became an adult. It's weird. You just never know what's gonna freaking happen to you at certain times, you know? And it's just sad, it's crazy, and I'm like, I just want to enjoy my life, and it's hard because it's like, you never know when it's gonna happen. I mean, yesterday I had a bit of a fucking panic attack. I'm glad I never had to call the ambulance like I did the other times that I had the daggone shit. The times when I had the panic attacks, it was around when my grandfather passed away. A little bit before I found out I was pregnant for the first time. This was Booter. This wasn't Violet. Violet is my rainbow baby. And the third time was probably the time when my husband was just working and I felt like I was having... Sorry, this is crazy. Hold on, let me pause the video. But yeah, it was like... It was when he was working, and I think this is the time when he was still working in the factories. So he was working in the factory, and I wound up having to go to the hospital because I thought I was having an allergic reaction, but it was really a fucking panic attack. My heart was racing. I couldn't sit still for shit. Like, if somebody was there with me, if you couldn't calm me down, I just would have been pacing, like, everywhere. Like, the first time I had my panic attack, first time ever I had a panic attack, my heart started racing. I was pacing back and forth. I couldn't stop pacing. I tried to call my parents. My dad was busy getting ready because he was supposed to pick me up, take me to mom, and then take me to my doctor's appointment, which I was paranoid about because I didn't want any daggone bad news. So that whole entire day I was just bugging. You know, I don't want a bad news. I don't want to be unhealthy. I like my life the way it is and all this other shit, you know. And I was just worried like a motherfucker, you know. My heart kept beating fast to the point where I just felt it. And I was like, wait, this isn't normal, yo. This ain't normal at all. I was just sitting like, have you ever felt like you felt speakers on the inside of your body? That's how I felt on June 6th, what was it, 2016. It was either June 6th or June 9th, 2016, right? Heart felt like inside of my body speakers, so boom, boom, boom. And it felt like my brain was like enshelled. That's how hard my heart was beating. So I sat down and I called 911. And then I had to be in the freaking ambulance. This is the first time ever I had been in an ambulance. Then I saw my dad peeking into the ambulance, making sure that I was okay. Yes, the EMT, his name was Chad. I remember it like it was yesterday. He was like, what you gonna do with her? He made a joke, so I was like, I'm gonna take her for a milkshake. My heart rate was 142 when I got into the ambulance, which means it was beating heavier, faster than that before they got there. And the only reason it went down was because I got help. That was one of the scariest moments of my life. I still wound up going to Dr. Mullet after the ER visit To this day, I still never wanted anything to happen like that again, but then it happened 2 more times after that. That June, a little bit after that moment in the summer, that's when Dr. Mullet called me and told me I was pregnant. And that was when I was pregnant with Booter. I called Booter because, you know, we didn't know if we were having a girl or a boy. It was way too early in the pregnancy. So I had to try to figure out a little nickname to call him until he was born, to which, you know, that never happened because it was a miscarriage. But, yeah, I called him Booter. And the reason why I called him Booter is because I called my husband Boo Bear, so it'd be like a junior in a sense. And I remember seeing this Family Guy episode where Stewie got fat, and Lois was like, "Oh, you got a Booter belly." So that's what I called my unborn child that I assumed was a son because it felt like a boy. By the way, none of my pregnancies, I never had morning sickness. I think I only had weird cravings with Violet because I had the craving for paper and cardboard. I never actually ate paper and cardboard. I just sniffed it because the logic in my brain would never let me go, paper. I mean, I'm an artist, but I don't want to be that close to art. You know what I'm saying? Even to this day, this kid be eating crayons, markers, clay. I don't know what to do with her. I thought it just ended with that, but nope. She still got pica. But yeah, you know, no morning sickness. I think with Leah, I couldn't take the smell of chicken. I couldn't eat chicken. I couldn't smell chicken. It just disgusted me. Oh boy. I'm very happy that I've had one of my kids for 2 years and the first one for 4 years. If I would have had Booter, he also would have been 4 years or maybe, actually probably 5. Because if he was born, his birthday would have been February 18th, which is his abuelita and my Aunt Mary's birthday. My father was born February 15th. So he still would have been an Aquarius like my father, you know. But hey, I guess on the upside, they know what Booter looks like even though I don't. Everything has been really fun with the girls. I've had my trying times with them as well, but you know, that's what parenting is. You have your up days, your down days, and then you have those days in between. I'm still planning for my anniversary. My anniversary is this Saturday, yo, and we're about to go and take the girls to the arcade and do some shopping and have some fun. And I'm ready to celebrate 7 years of marriage and 11 years of being together because my husband and I were high school sweethearts. So we've been together for a while, but we've only been married for, May 14th comes, 7 years. That shit is tight, yo. I'm happy. I'm just as hyped as I was last year. This is my first anniversary without my parents being here. This is probably his 5th anniversary without his 5th or 4th anniversary without his mother being here. Because when his mother was here, she was here for our first. Because she passed away when Violet was going to be born. So the same year she passed was the same year we got by. We've been through a lot, yo. And we still going. We still going through. Like, you got to keep pushing in life. That's one of the things that I'm learning. I'm 28. I'm tired. And I just got to keep pushing. Because if I don't, the only thing that's left is the upper room, and I'm not ready for that yet. Oh yeah, I got one more thing to talk about, and then I'm gonna get off the video. You know, have you ever like looked at something when you were like a teenager or a kid, and then looked at that shit as an adult, and you just see all the shit you haven't seen when you were a kid? Because, you know, when you're a kid or when you're a teenager, you're just enjoying the story. And if it gets the right energy, you pop into it. You know what I'm saying? So, back in the day when Mom and I had Netflix, I saw a show called Noah's Ark. Not Noah with the, you know, beard and the boat and shit. The one that was on Logo. So, I've been binge watching it for like this past week. I'm almost through the second season. When I was watching it originally, my favorite character was Ricky. I don't know why my favorite character was Ricky, but it was. And now that I'm an adult, I don't think I have a favorite character. I think I just like all of them because I'm happy to, you know, see the story again. Part of me feels like maybe Wade wanted to be coupled with Noah a little too easily, because we're talking about a straight dude that's going from women to men. Do you really think he would make that transition so smoothly, you know? I mean, I guess to be fair, it still was a bit of a struggle in the So it was a bit of a struggle in the storyline, especially the more episodes you watch. But it's like, I felt like maybe the first episode he showed interest a little too quick. You know what I mean? I felt like maybe if they would have like taken their time, like maybe we would have seen more of them talking and maybe more of a flashback of when they started going to the coffee shop and meeting each other there. And seeing how, especially from Wade's point of view, what made him start being attracted to Noah. I think Noah's character is supposed to be like that irresistible character, and that's why they always wound up getting some type of love interest. But I guess if you're a writer and you have a main character, you do kind of want to spoil your main character, so I get it. I don't know, I feel like maybe things was a little bit, you know, too rushed, but I guess the people writing the show didn't really want to take that shit entirely too slow, because they were trying to, you know, get a show off and, you know, make sure people get the point. So they had to show it at the point where he was starting to be attracted to him, you know. But the reason why I say I don't know why Ricky was my favorite character, because I was far apart. My personality was way far apart from what Ricky's character was. When I was in high school, I rejected sex. I thought it was nasty. I had every negative thought you could possibly have towards sex. I was like, nah, that's disgusting. I mean, I eventually got used to it when I started hearing my guy friends talk about it. You know, like when you expose yourself to things and you hear it and you experience it a little bit more, you start to kind of have your walls, you know, fall a little bit, and you start to get a little less strict with yourself. But before I started to get used to hearing conversations about it, I cringed every time I heard somebody talk about sex. I mean, you might as well call me a bit of a prude. I was a prude, you know. I was open to conversation, but I wasn't open to the actual action. I was like, ew, no. Ugh. I ain't want to look at porn. I mean, now that I'm an adult and everything, I mean, even back then, I would have never gotten mad at my dude for, like, watching porn or whatever. That wasn't what it was. It's like, I personally didn't want to touch it with a 20.5-foot pole. And I think my mom saw this in me too. She was like, well, Khadijah, you want a husband one day. And the husband is going to want to do that. So I don't think you need to be so harsh about the sex topic. It's like, yo, hell no. I don't want no part of that. It's sin. It's the worst thing ever. It's nasty. It's like I wanted no shit. I guess at my teenage time in my life, I was like a blessing to most fathers. If you get me? Because, you know, most dads are worried about, oh, shit, my daughter's 16. Is she pregnant? Oh, she ain't pregnant. I wasn't, because I didn't want to have sex. I didn't want to do touching me. I ain't want none of that shit. You know? So no, I was safe. I was a safe child. You know? So that's why it kind of shocked me that Ricky wound up being my favorite character. I was like, hold up. And I thought about this now more so than I did when I was 17. Why the hell is Ricky my favorite character? I am not a hoe in any way, shape, or form. I don't even like sex. What? But now that I'm thinking about it, it's probably because I suppressed it so much. I was like, I ain't want no part of it. That's what the bad kids do. I'm not bad. So it's just suppressed in me. So I was like, you know, I kind of understand it now. But Ricky be making some weird decisions. How you barely escape being HIV and you still being a hoe? You think it's a man thing? Where dudes barely motherfucking escape death and they're like, well, I'm still alive. I'm gonna do the same shit. And you're just like, nigga, you were a snap close to death. Can you calm it down? No. I'm going extreme. And you're like, oh, hell no. This nigga about to die this time. I see why my life insurance, I don't know if I should call him a broker. I forgot his title. I just know he sells life insurance and he does most of the paperwork and stuff for you. But yeah, I see why he says, yeah, you dudes definitely need life insurance because they do a lot of risky shit. So far, I have not seen my husband do anything risky. But then again, maybe that's because he's married and his logical mind is telling him, you know, I don't need to risk my life because I have children. And I'm happy about that because I still have a husband instead of being like, he just wanted to be Houdini. He didn't know how to be Houdini. Why? I'm fucking done. I'll see you in the next video. All right? Peace out.